Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. As it's nearing Halloween, we are going to be looking at the top 5 scariest Halloween incidents. If you guys have been enjoying these videos, make sure to leave a like. Let's jump right into this. When I was about 13 years old, my mom and dad used to invite our neighbors over from the block of flats we lived in. They used to come over all the time until I was about 5 years old. Every time, I'd be sent to bed, but I would still hear everyone talking about this and talking about that, till the woman neighbor said, "Hey Digsy's mom, do you remember when Digsy used to complain that there was someone in his room? Well, there's a family that just moved into the floor above. They have a 3-year-old son, and he has been complaining of the exact same things Digsy did." After hearing this, it creeped me out because I had no recollection of any of this. So the next day I asked my mom. Her first reaction was, "You don't remember?" She then went on about all the weird stuff that used to happen to me. Footsteps up and down the hall, things going missing, voices. The balloon from hell. Me and my roommate Steven had a pretty big party for his 30th birthday. There was cakes, balloon, weed, and booze. We were having a great time when one of Steven's friends tells him he'll give him $100 to go to the casino and gamble, but he has to go gamble with him. My roommate says hell yeah. They get ready to leave. So does everyone else, and the party ends. Eventually, everyone leaves, and it's just me home alone. So I clean up a bit. I turn all the lights off in the apartment except my bedroom light as I get into my nightwear and sit on my bed to watch some TV. I keep hearing this dragging noise, followed 15 seconds later by a light plop. This goes on for about 25 to 30 minutes, but I don't see anything out of the ordinary. So I figure maybe it's something going wrong with the fish tank. I kept hearing this for about 15 minutes. Thinking nothing of it, when some movement by my bedroom door catches my attention. One of the balloons we used for the party, a big number 0, is sitting at the threshold of my door, seemingly appearing out of nowhere. I just stare at it, then as if on cue, it moves inside my room, dragging the plastic bottom on the ground. About half a foot, then it floats up about half a foot. It just sits there, doing nothing, and a few minutes later, it would repeat, just floating up a foot. All this time I'm sitting there horrified. The balloon continues to move towards me in my bed until it plops down right on the edge of my bed, and kind of leans in, right to my face. I jumped up and backed way the fuck up, searching for a logical explanation for what I just observed. Over the length of an hour, give or take, it moved from the living room, through the hall, down into my room, then moved to my bed, where it came up to my face.
It started about a year ago when I moved into my new flat. First, I didn't really notice anything strange when I first moved in. I live in a one-room apartment with a small hallway leading to the front door, my bathroom, and my tiny kitchen. But mostly at night, I often need to get up and, go to the bathroom, use the sink, give myself a glass of water, and one time I noticed a shadowy figure sitting in the corner of my hallway. I didn't know what to do with that situation. So I stopped, I froze, and I backed away. And then when I turned the corner, I looked down and I held my chest, and I looked around the corner again, and there was nothing. So ever since then, whenever I close the door to my room, someone or something really is knocking 3 times, very slowly, from the other side of the door.
The man outside. My mom is the oldest of 6 children, and the oldest 5 are all 2 years apart from each other. So when she was in high school, she did a lot of babysitting for her siblings and aunt. So she's babysitting the family one night in the winter, and the phone rings. It's the neighbor from across the street. The neighbor tells her, "Please do not turn around, but we are looking at your house right now, and we can see you and your siblings watching TV, and we see the back of your head while you are sitting on the sofa." So my mom replied saying, "Okay," thinking this is really weird. Maybe it might be a prank call. Well, the neighbors say, "We also see a man right outside the house staring right into the window of the room you and your siblings are all in. So please do not move. We've already called the cops, but he is right behind you." About a minute or 2 later, cops show up. The man, or the woman, we still don't know till this day, fled the scene. Being winter, there was dusting of snow on the ground, and there were footprints all around the house, stopping at every window. The cops tried to track the footprints, but lost them when they got to the forest at the back of my home. My dad's story. My dad tells a story, and I'll do the best to recall the details. But my dad was 12 or so, and had a cousin that was 8 or so. My dad's aunt had driven down from Louisiana for the weekend to visit the family. My dad said that when the kid arrived, he told him that he had a bad dream the night before, that he was in a coffin and couldn't get out. My dad told him not to be silly. My grandfather and dad were going to feed mill to pick up a load of grain, so he rode with them. They passed by the church graveyard, and my dad's cousin asked my grandfather that if he were in a coffin, would he be buried there. My grandfather laughed and said maybe one of these days, but that is a long, long time from now. They get the load of feed at the mill and head back to the house. The next day, on a Sunday, they get up and go to church. And in Sunday school, they had all the kids together, and my dad said his cousin asked what it was like to be with Jesus. And the teacher tried to continue on with her lesson plan, but then changed and talked about what they thought heaven would be like. After church, he was crossing the road to the parking lot, and by a freak accident, he was hit by a car and killed on the spot. My dad and grandfather say to this day, it's like he knew he was going to die. But alrighty guys, that's gonna end it off for today's video. I just want to say a massive shout out to Mr. Frosty for coming in, helping me with this video. If you guys enjoyed Frosty and would like to hear more of him, make sure to go check out his channel in the description below, because his channel is top notch. And if you guys would like to see us more together, make sure to let me know in the comments below, as it's always really fun recording with them. I just want to say thank you all so much for coming and checking out the video, and thank you all so much for the support recently. It has been absolutely crazy, so thank you all so much. You guys are the best. Have a great night. Peace out.